What's up, world? This is me once again, Brother Prestige, Ricky Leverett Jr., here with another quick, brief message to you. And today, as always, I'm coming with a video just to offset some of the negative energy that you go throughout the day. It's always good to get something to stimulate your mind, get your mind moving. It's good to think. The mind is also a muscle that needs to be exercised. Same way the body needs to be taken care of, the mind also needs to be taken care of. So just to get into it today, what the message is today is I wanted to speak on the different type of people in this reality that we live in. It's different type of people with different perspectives, with different ideologies, with different ways of seeing reality, with different states of consciousness, with different levels of thinking. And this is needed, and this is here for a reason, because we need all types of people on this earth in order to be diversified, for you to be able to be a human and experience all type of people and situations. So if everybody was the same, or everybody was on the same wavelength, life wouldn't be that interesting. So we need different type of people here. Now, what I wanted to do was I wanted to just go straight into breaking down the different type of people, a couple of different type of people. It's not everybody, but this is pretty much the categories that people seem to fall under when you look at the bigger picture of a whole of this society, of society in general. And this has been since the ancient times. Now, it's different type of people. It's the first type of person I'm going to break down three, and I'm going to let you know what the three are. The first one is the intellect. The second one that I'm going to break down is the sleeping zombie. And the third one is the conscious person, so-called consciousness. All of us are conscious, of course, but this person says consciousness in the form of this is a state that they're in, a state of awareness. So first off, the intellect. Now, the intellect is a brilliant individual. The intellect are usually the people that thrive in society. They thrive in this system that has been made up because the intellect is the person that is looked highly upon. They carry some high form in society. They may be lawyers, they may be doctors, they may be judges, different things like that. Just high ranking people in the society because they're usually very intelligent. They can break down math problems. They got a lot of history in them. They know things that the average person or the sleeping zombie wouldn't know, and they're able to do it with a very high intelligence level. But just being highly intelligent doesn't make it where you're necessarily aware, because you can talk to someone that's highly intelligent and go into certain subjects or certain matters, and they may not know what you're talking about. Such as me, for instance, I remember being in college. I had a professor that was a biology professor, and he began to speak on the pineal gland. The only aspect of the pineal gland or information that he had was just information based off of the pineal gland regulates your sleeping patterns. And I knew it was more than that. At that time, I couldn't really, go up against him or debate him because I didn't know that much more information on the pineal gland. But it surprised me when I look back that this was all the information that he thought the pineal gland was used for. So, and that's where science comes in. And a lot of times science and spirituality bump heads because a lot of those people are intellect. They're using a certain part of their brain and not tapping into more so the soul part of the mind. So these people, nothing wrong with being an intellect. If you want to thrive in this society that's been given to you and you want to be at the top of it, the best thing to do is get as smart as you can, become an intellect, and you will. So I'm not knocking an intellectual person. And usually a conscious person is usually intellectual also. And sometimes a person can be an intellectual thinking that they're conscious. And it's not always necessarily true. Just because you're smart doesn't mean you're conscious. So the second person is the sleeping zombie. We're all familiar with the sleeping zombie. The sleeping zombie is the majority of the society for the most part. These are the people that have to be given things to them. Like they have to be given the programming. They have to be told what to think. The news says to think like this. The news says this is going on. This is what it is. Somebody gets on television, say this is how you're supposed to dress. This is how you're supposed to think. This is how you're supposed to eat. This is what they do. Someone goes in front of the church and tells you this, the pastor or this type of person, they usually believe whatever they say. They're usually trapped mentally in the programming that has been given to them, and they're comfortable with that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Also, that's a state of being, and that's where they choose to be at. And these people, the one thing is though, these people usually vibrate on a low frequency, because the reality and the programming that they give you is not to empower you, it's to keep you under a control system. But people are comfortable there, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, now sleeping zombies, they can wake up at any time though. That's the one thing about it, and so can an intellectual. But we'll go into the third type of person. Third type of person is the conscious, and this is coming up a lot. People are saying that they're conscious. People are in the conscious community. To me, what consciousness is awareness. But consciousness is usually something that was within you the whole time. It's not a trend. It's not a fad. It's not something that the internet has brought upon. This is something that you felt in your soul, that it was always more. You looked at yourself in the mirror and you really wanted to know, who were you? This is the type of questions that a conscious person asks. Conscious person usually is the type of person that have had experiences, such as myself. I have seen ghosts, such as I have seen dark entities. I'm going to be honest. I have had experiences where I have dreamed and things have actually came in reality. I have meditated. A few minutes later, the thing that I just was meditating on ends up showing up. I have spoken things into existence. It has been a lot of experiences that I have been a part of that have brought me to the point that, okay, it's more to reality than that I have been told. And once you step out there and you really recognize that it is more to reality and it is more going on out here, you begin to step outside of the normal and wake up. Now, the conscious person is the type of person that knows more, and they actually go on this journey, and through their journey they are guided, because they come here with a purpose, a bigger purpose, to change something in this reality on the earth, or change something going on in their karmic debt in their soul. And I'm going to go into the soul element of it, because what they say, if you believe in reincarnation, like the Hindus, they say that you come here several cycles trying to fix certain things that you have did in past lives, to learn experiences, and you reincarnate on this plane called Earth several times. Now, it's old souls and it's young souls. Now, the old soul will come here and they may be a child, but they have an old soul, such as myself. I'm 30, but my soul may be millions of years old. I may have been here several times on this earthly plane and come here with a specific purpose and a specific thing to handle, and I try to fulfill that. And that's what the conscious whole thing about being conscious is. You recognize what your role is and what your purpose is, and you try to handle that to the fullest that you can. So going into your soul being older than others. So you may interact with people on a daily basis, but they may be your age, they may be your peers, but their soul may not be as old as you. So they may not understand certain things that you speak on. They may be an intellect, or they may be a sleeping zombie, or they may just have not, maybe conscious and just have not accepted that and woken up to that. But it's best to just know your purpose and know which one category you fit into and play your role. But we need all of them in order to have diversity in this reality that we live in. And to all the old souls, you're not tripping. It's more to this reality. And I believe it's time to fully embody consciousness and awareness. So everybody have a good one. Hold it down. Paradigm mind align. Stay positive.